Hello, everybody. Welcome to a Pow Block Reacts. I'm not Ed. I'm Corey. Joining me.
Not Ed either.
Not Ed either. No, it is the one and only Galatrad himself, Jacob Taylor.
What's going on, man?
Of course.
It's some news.
Of course, Jacob. This had to happen literally less than 12 hours after we recorded Nintendo Pow Block.
I've never had that experience before of being the podcast that is like, come on, Nintendo, why couldn't you like told us that this was happening?
I mean, this happens more often than you think. That just Nintendo. It happened for. I think it happened for Origami King trailer. I think it happened for. I don't know. It's happened for countless stuff over the last years that Ed and I have been doing the show. But Jacob, we finally got the rumored new version of the Nintendo Switch, and the internet, surprise, is upset.
Well, Corey, what is the Switch's name? Is it the Super Nintendo Switch?
Nope.
Is it the new Nintendo Switch?
Nope.
Switch 2?
Nope.
What is it?
It is the Nintendo Switch OLED model.
Oh my god. That's so great. I love it. I love everything about that name, except I don't. I absolutely hate it.
No, the name kind of sucks, but it's fine. Look, it's fine. At least it's a different color, right? Well, actually, technically, it's not. The second version is not. But like the one that they're using in promotional materials is the white one, right?
And that is clean.
I know, dude. You know how many times I've almost got on eBay or Etsy or something and ordered white Joy-Cons? Like
I can only imagine. Those are so nice.
I know. So there's a lot to unpack here, actually, because in a lot of press releases that came out after this trailer that dropped at 9 a.m. this morning, Eastern time, 6 a.m. Pacific.
Mm-hmm.
So Nintendo released a 2.5-minute trailer of the Nintendo Switch OLED edition. Basically, they kind of showed a bunch of people playing cool games that are coming out soon, like Pokemon Legends and Breath of the Wild 2 and Metroid Dread, and then a few other things like Ring Fit and a few other things. The biggest thing, though, that we already mentioned is that it's white and it has an OLED screen. Also, the dock has a built-in Ethernet port instead of using a dongle on the old docks. And Jacob, that's about the only 3 differences in this thing.
Yeah, well...
the kickstand. I forgot about the all-important kickstand.
And apparently it has better speakers, I guess, as well. I think that was a feature.
Yeah.
But nobody's gotten to actually compare if it is better speakers. Like, it might be an upgrade slightly. Mm-hmm. You might be able to get dual audio instead of mono audio out of your handheld Switch. That kickstand is kind of nice.
Yeah.
But I don't think I've ever used my Switch in kickstand mode. Have you?
I've used it on a plane a couple times because when we would go to Florida, when we would fly down, I put it in kickstand mode and just used a Pro controller. It was more comfortable that way. But other than that, I'm like, if I'm going to play it on a table, I'm just going to play it on my TV at that point. I mean, the Joy-Cons are there for a reason, so I'm just going to play. I mean, I don't know. I've never, taken my Switch to a rooftop party and everybody just spontaneously plays, some Mario Party, some bumper balls like they showed in the trailer. But but overall, I know the internet's mad, but Jacob, how do you feel about this Switch model?
I like it. I can understand why the internet's upset. They wanted a competing with Xbox Series X and PlayStation 5 system, and this is not it. This is a marginal upgrade, but we'll talk a little bit more about that in a bit. But I like it. I mean, I am going to buy it no matter what. Mm-hmm. I might not get this day one simply because I have a big vacation that I have to plan for right before this comes out.
Ooh.
But I know I'm going to be picking it up, even though I don't really need it. Because I play in handheld mode. I don't know about you. I know you talked about on it a little bit, but I play in handheld mode a significant amount. And listen, if you don't know, if someone's out there and it's like, what is OLED? What is OLED screen? What does that mean? If you have a new phone, look at your phone and then look at somebody with an old phone, or like heck, even look at like your 1080p computer screen.
Mm-hmm.
Like chances are it's not an OLED screen, and
Mm-hmm.
those things are so vibrant. They pop with color, and that's actually what I'm really excited about with this one
Mm-hmm.
is because Nintendo isn't great at being the 4K 60 frame per second, but
Mm-hmm.
they have art direction down. Like Breath of the Wild 2, Metroid Dread, those games are gonna look so fire on this
I know.
screen.
I mean, you even look at the old, like some old games on this, it'll probably pop. Like Splatoon. Imagine playing Splatoon 2 on this thing.
Yes, absolutely. Like it's going to be so vibrant. You've got OLED's got you get it's the thing that like TV reps always say, TV salespeople. You got darker blacks, brighter whites,
Mm-hmm.
and it's everything in between.
And the thing is that it's launching alongside Metroid Dread, which has that really distinct color palette or lack thereof, right? Like it's that
Mhm.
monochromatic look with that's going to show off a lot of blacks and a lot of whites with sprinkle of color, which I think is going to show it off actually really well. Yeah.
Yeah, and shout out to the first ever. Well, no, it's not the first ever. We got that 3DS. This is probably the closest we're gonna get to a Metroid Nintendo Switch model because it's that Emmy white color.
Yeah, it's
So
cool. It's
yeah.
cool. It's cool too because like the back of the dock has like those rounded uh,
Hmm.
places where you put the cords and stuff, and that kind of looks a little bit like the Emmy robots too.
Yeah,
It's granted not a Metroid console, but it looks like one.
it
So
does.
I
It
think we
does.
can safely say.
This is as good as it's gonna get. What about you, man? What are you like? What are you excited about with this, or
I,
what are you not excited
I
about?
okay. I'm gonna start off with what I am excited about because I am excited about this. There are some things I'm a little disappointed about, but we'll get to that later. I am excited for the OLED screen. I'm excited to see those colors pop. I'm excited. I'm excited that, and this is a weird feature, but given what we do here, is like I'm really excited that it actually works with all the old accessories, including the docks, because I have 3 docks
Yeah,
at
yeah.
home, one in the bedroom, one in the living room, and one in the office. It's just convenient, and I'm lazy, and I don't want to unhook everything.
No, yeah, I feel you.
I I really like the bigger screen. I that was like my one complaint with the Switch Lite is that like the screen is small. And I get it. It's just a smaller unit in general. Like it doesn't bother me that much, but I like the color. I love the white. I love the white. Like my Xbox Series S is like I love that console because it's white and it's so distinct and it's like, well, if I put this Switch next to that and they sit next to each other, oh, it's gonna look so good.
Will. It absolutely will.
I don't know. I think part of me has just been putting off buying a new Switch for so long, waiting for something like this. It's like, well, this is what I was waiting for, right? I just want a new refresh, a bit in the bigger screen and the OLED are a plus for me. The internet is mad that it's not 4K, right? We kind of talked about that a little bit.
Hmm.
And in the Boss Rush chat, I was like, guys, you realize this is a Nintendo, right? Like they're not ever going to try to compete again. They're
Hmm.
just not. And I'm sorry, but they're just not in power, in fidelity, in frames per second, whatever. But like you said, their art direction is down pat. The OLED screen is going to make all these games pop. And I don't know. I don't know what people want. Yeah, okay, a little disappointed that I have a 4K TV and this is going to be in 4K. Like I thought the dock was going to have some processing power, but it's not like, oh, I'm going to be mad and grumpy on the internet because this is a 1080p box and I this isn't for everybody, right? This is for people like we were discussing before we started recording. This is for people who have the day one Switch or the year one Switch that their fan might be going bad. They might have a crack in their case or something. 1 or 2 hours of battery life is nothing. Oh, that's the other thing I love about it too is like the 4 to 9 hour battery life is just
Yeah.
I can't tell you how many times I was playing Breath of the Wild and I had to plug that stupid thing in when I wasn't done playing. I'm like, oh, come on. So
Yes, yeah. That's going to be super nice. And then you'd mentioned it with the dock. It's got the built-in Ethernet connection now, so now there's no excuses for anyone to not have a hardwired connection to their console when they plug it in. That's going to be really cool. I'm rocking the adapter for my streaming setup right now, just so I don't lose internet.
yeah.
But like this really is again, we've said it. I understand why people are upset, but this isn't for those people. This is for people like yourself who have the day one Switch, who have just that OG version one Switch, not even the upgraded battery life one. This is for people who've just been waiting for some reason. Maybe they've been waiting for a Metroid game on the Switch, and now this is launching with it. This is for those people, but this gets us into some interesting territory that we talked about a little bit in the Pow Block chat on Twitter, which is the marginal upgrades on like a yearly, bi-yearly thing.
Yeah. It seems like, I mean, it seems like they're just, I feel like Nintendo is seeing like, so Nintendo is very Japan centric, right? They're seeing the Japanese market and are very into their phone games and stuff like that. And cell phones, you generally, at least here in North America, you upgrade your phone every 2 years, right? And you look at iPads, you generally upgrade those probably once every 3 to 5 years, right? Maybe you skip a generation or two, or 5. And
Yeah.
To me, Nintendo is going that route, the tablet phone route. Where like we're just gonna make incremental changes every couple years, and you can update if you want, and if not, you're not gonna lose out on our experiences. You're not gonna lose out on great games, right? Like Metroid Dread's still gonna run on the Switch Lite, still gonna run on your day one Switch, right? And maybe 5 years down the road when they're like, hey, this is Switch 2.0, or this is the here's our significant upgrade. Maybe some games like the new 3DS, right, will have a couple games that, maybe they don't run on the original Switch, or they run poorly, and if you get this model, they run better type thing, But I really see Nintendo going that mobile route.
Nintendo's been leaning that way for a while now, and I don't have a problem with it personally. I just like you said, you can skip a generation. If you don't feel like this one's for you, just wait, and there will be another powerful console coming out. Like as long as you're not getting left behind, what's really what's the fear? There is none. If you're okay with sitting there and being like, I'm happy with where I am right now, I can play everything I want, I like it, it's fine, it works for me, then don't worry about this one. Just get the next one.
They've always shown they're not afraid to iterate on console, at least on handhelds, right? The Game Boy had 4 different versions. Game Boy Advance had 3 different versions. DS had 4 different versions. 3DS had 6 different versions. Right? This is just Nintendo being Nintendo. If they can find a more efficient solution to make a product better, they're going to do it. Right? That's just, it's that simple. And the Switch is generally looked at as a handheld console that plugs into your TV. This to me is just the continuation of their handheld redesigns going forward, and plus you're integrating it into like a very smart device centric century, right, where everybody has a smart device in their pocket. Well, Nintendo wants to kind of be on that line, I feel like, too. So that's I don't know. This is just merging their past with the tech of the future. To me, is like, okay, we're gonna iterate. I just want to see this OLED screen.
For real.
I know people are disappointed that it's not at least 1080p, but like when the screen's that small, are you really losing anything? Especially on an OLED screen,
If anyone out there plays PC games and you're having an issue getting your gameplay to play at the max settings, reduce the screen size, put it in windowed mode, and I guarantee you'll be able to get that frame rate in those max settings. It doesn't matter at that point. Like if you make it small enough, and this is only 7-inch screen, is not that big. I mean, it is for playing handheld this close to your face, but it's really not that big when you're talking resolutions and such. So absolutely in that regard. The other thing is like, I talked about this on this week's episode of Pow Block of that I love my Switch and I love Nintendo because my gaming console is a gaming console, and I have no problem because I don't really enjoy mobile games all that much, so I have no problem having my phone in my pocket and my Switch in my backpack.
Yeah.
And so if they continue this push specifically to say, well, yeah, all those other consoles they're better, but you can play us on the go with
Hmm.
no issues and it looks great like that, I'm all here for it.
Yeah. Yeah. I play my Switch in bed almost every night. Yeah, I play it on the TV a lot, but I also play in handheld mode a lot. And it's just the device that I love to play, right? Like I know there's a lot of people that have been following us for a while. This is going to sound crazy, but I would much rather, if I could only have one console right now, it would be Switch, right? Granted, Xbox is doing great things with Game Pass and their services and stuff, and PlayStation puts out, good exclusives and stuff, but like Nintendo, it's Nintendo. I mean, I was very open last year that like Nintendo didn't really put out any games that I wanted to play last year, but I still played a lot of Nintendo games. I mean, I don't know. I'm with you. Like I don't mind throwing my Switch in my backpack or my lunchbox to go to work and play it on break or something.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Well, and I actually just thought about this is that this upgrade doesn't doesn't for it, it's actually ironically consumer friendly
hmm
because I don't have a 4K TV anymore. My TV bit the dust. I have a projector that can output 1080p. That's what I've got because that's all I really need.
yeah,
But if this were to be a 4K Switch, that doesn't matter how powerful the dock is. If I don't have the expensive TV that can handle it,
hmm
it's not doing me any good.
I mean,
It's not 4K.
you look at
Like,
you look at the 4K inception rate right now. It's not even 30% of
mhm.
the United States has a 4K TV, right? Like,
Yeah.
so Nintendo is just playing to the crowd. It's like when the Wii came out, right? And it was still 480p, and the Xbox 360 was 720p. But how many people those first couple years of the Xbox 360 played at 720p,
The,
right?
don't quote me on this, but I'm pretty sure the original 360 launch day didn't even come with an
It
HDMI.
didn't. It did not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like because that was just so uncommon. So this is Nintendo's made a smart move here because again, you get that beautiful OLED
hmm
screen, but you
Plus,
don't have to.
it's keeping the price down too, right?
It is,
Like
yeah,
the rumor was like this was going to cost $400, and it's $349, which
yeah.
is it's extremely reasonable to me.
No, it absolutely is. Would we have wanted them to see it be the 300 price point and maybe the regular Switch drops to 250 since they are in their marketing campaign for this, in their introduction for this, they did show that that's still going to be around.
Yeah.
Of course we would. A better price is always nice, but at least they're keeping it down. At least it's not that incredibly high $500, $400 console.
Right.
So,
All right, so let's go over some of the things they revealed after the press release. It's going to be able to work with all of your existing accessories, including your dock, including your Joy-Cons. In fact, the white ones are just a white version of the original
yeah.
Joy-Cons, which,
What-
you know,
RIP Joy-Con drift.
right. Man, yeah. Joy-Con, gosh, don't.
Yeah,
Uh,
no.
it's coming in two colors, right? It's coming in the white, which looks, this white dock looks amazing, and with the Joy-Con and everything, it just I want the white one. But it's also coming in black with the neon red and blue Joy-Cons as well. You can purchase an extra dock from Nintendo directly.
Yeah, this I'm kind of excited about because that tells me that we could see an upgrade. Maybe one year we get a dock upgrade, and one year we get a system upgrade, like
Mm-hmm.
an actual the actual Switch upgrade, and that could be interesting because you charge $100 for that dock in the middle of the year, and there are going to be people who jump in on that.
Yeah, I don't think the dock is going to be $100 though, because it doesn't come with an HDMI cable or an AC adapter in the package, which is kind of like, okay, whatever. I guess I have 5 Switch chargers laying around here, so I guess I could plug one into an extra dock.
Yeah.
The dock has 3 USB ports. The big draw that we mentioned before is the Ethernet port to hardwire yourself in, so no more slideshow smash or
Yeah.
getting kicked out of Mario Party or Mario Kart tournaments and whatever. But that's kind of it. Like I just wanted to talk about it a little bit because the episode of Nintendo Pow Block that goes up tomorrow, right? This will go up before then. It's actually probably going to be part of the audio episode. We didn't mention this because obviously we recorded the day before, and I wanted to get this out because this is important. And clearly, I feel like you and I are the only 2 people that are excited for this because
maybe it's possible.
It felt like everybody was disappointed. I'm like, well, why? It's a new piece of Nintendo hardware. Everybody's excited, right?
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. My favorite tweets have been the ones where people are like, "So when are we talking about the next rumors for the new Nintendo Switch?"
Well, it's funny you said that because Jeff Grubb tweeted out after this. He said, "I've still heard Switch Pro rumors are coming in 2022."
Yeah.
So I'm like, well, look, I'll get this, and then if there's a Switch Pro, well,
You'll get that one too.
Yeah. I mean,
I'm
my
right
kids
there
are
with
growing
you.
up. They're all going to need Switches someday, right? I mean,
yeah, absolutely. A Switch in every household and in every hand.
Right.
2 per. One other thing that we did forget to mention was it's got an upgraded storage capacity. It comes with 64 gigabytes internal storage now rather than the 32, which means more games, especially if you go digital like I do. That's always a good thing.
Yeah.
Just a little thing that they didn't really speak too much on, but they did drop it afterwards.
Yeah, I saw a lot of people concerned about that too, but I'm like, dude, I bought a 256 gigabyte micro SD card for $20 the other day, and guess what? It works fine. So if you're gonna, be angry about spending money on $20 on a memory card or $14 on a 128, like, I don't know. Nintendo. I feel like so many people are so locked into what PlayStation and Xbox are doing that they are mad when Nintendo doesn't do the same thing.
Yeah.
They haven't done the same thing since the GameCube. Get over it. Figure it out.
That's so true. Yeah, what was there was somebody tweeted out that's like, people are mad that Nintendo slightly upgraded the hardware and released it as a new console. Where have y'all been our entire all this time? And they showed every version of the 3DS and DS and DSi, DS Lite, DSi XL. They've been doing this for a long time. This isn't anything different.
Yeah.
And I think this comes back to that idea of the only reason I think people are so upset about this is because leaks got out there and people were gearing themselves up for a Switch Pro. They got those high expectations, and you can't have that. It's high hopes, low expectations.
Yeah.
And then you'll be like Corey and I. You'll be happy all the time. It'll be great.
Yeah. Look, I'm just excited we got that OLED screen. That was
dude,
I'm like, if there's one thing that's true about these Switch Pro rumors, this is the one I want.
Yep.
And we got it. And by the way, I just want to point out that everybody who said that they're going to do all kinds of new Joy-Cons and new accessories or anything on Pow Block about a month ago when we started talking about these Switch Pro rumors, I said they're going to be crazy if they don't at least design it around the Joy-Cons, because there are so many people who collect Joy-Cons out there that it would be stupid of them not to utilize those in some way. And guess what? They're the same Joy-Cons. See you in drifting hell in a year or so.
But that's, they did that. That's part of the charm of the Wii U, is that all of your Wiimotes that you bought, all 4 of them that you bought for your Wii so that you could play 4-player, worked on the Wii U. People would be so mad. They don't want to admit it, but they would be so mad if they had to go out and buy a whole new set of Joy-Con or whatever they want to call them, if they reiterated them.
Yeah.
That would just be more money that you'd have to shill out. You don't want that.
One thing I am kind of sad about, I mean, it's not like a deal breaker either, but I wish they would just release an official Joy-Con with a D-pad. I understand a lot of people wouldn't buy it, but I also a lot of people probably would buy it just for, Mario and everything. Like
Yeah.
I would just like a traditional D-pad.
I don't know though, man, because like if they do like the SNES style D-pad where it's like they actually put in effort, that's fine. But the Switch Pro controller D-pad it's a little wonky sometimes. It doesn't always go where
Do you
want
have
it
a
to
normal?
go.
Which Pro controller do you have?
I have two of them. I've got the Monster Hunter and the regular Pro controller.
Well, I know. Well, I have the Xenoblade one, and
Okay. Dude, that's so nice.
the D-pad feels significantly different on this than it does on my black ones.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
And I don't know what it is about it. I don't know why, but it feels a little bit more raised. Like the middle is kind of dips down a little bit, and then there's like a good clicky feeling on it. Like
I can hear it.
It just feels good.
Yeah,
Like,
mine does not. Mine does not that sound at all. Mine is like just like it's like pushing rubber.
yeah. I refuse to use my black ones. I make everybody that comes over, I'm just like, you have to use the black ones. I don't care. Like even if we're not even doing anything that requires a D-pad,
The D-pad?
I'm not using it. Can't use it.
Yeah, yeah. But yeah, and you kind of mentioned it at the front, but I wonder what all the people out there that sell white like custom Joy-Con shells, I wonder what they're gonna do.
Well, I mean, those same people do the atomic purple ones and stuff too, though.
That's true. They've got backups, but yeah, like that just kicked like a whole market out. Basically,
it did, dude. I wanted I was looking at them 2 weeks ago, the white ones. I'm like, if there weren't so many games coming out, I would have pulled the trigger.
Yeah.
And now we're in this. I'm like, well, now I can't buy the games that I want because I got to buy this thing. So.
Yeah, I just dude, I love it. I'm a minimalist in like all aspects of life except for Nintendo. But seeing this with just the black and white, it's so good. Mm-hmm. It's such a sexy console.
I know. I love
but
the
that
white,
name,
the OLED model. Yeah,
I hate it. Yeah.
At least it's not plastered on the unit, right? Like
that's that's true.
If the dock said OLED model on it, I would be like,
Oh, did you notice that the dock lit up?
Yeah, it lights up. I think
that's really nice. I wonder if that's a sign of like you remember they had the Wii Connect where it would like glow a brighter blue if you had something. I wonder if that's a sign that they're like getting back into that sort of idea.
Where's the are you watching the trailer right now?
Yes,
I'm watching the trailer too. Where does it show that the dock lights up?
It's towards the end. Okay. Go to 1:45, and you see the logo. Oh, I'm sorry. Was my sound coming through?
No, I clicked on the trailer and it started playing the sounds, and I'm trying not to play it because I don't want a copyright strike from the trailer.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
Okay. So. Oh yeah, the front of the dock lights up. Yeah.
Yeah. That's cool. So like if that lights up whenever you like have something new that's downloaded or if you have like a friend invite, dude. If they, I mean, that's a high hope, low expectations thing because I really don't expect them to go that far.
I wonder if that's just a commercial thing because there's people playing it later in the commercial where it's not lighting up.
It's not lit up. Oh, it might be.
Or maybe like when you plug it in, like when you're playing handheld mode and then you put it in the dock, maybe it'll light up just to tell you that it's in TV mode and then it just turns off.
Or maybe that's like the startup thing.
Yeah.
But I miss that. The Wii Connect 24 days. I miss like logging onto my Wii and then getting like a message from Mario because I was playing Mario Galaxy and stuff. That was so fun.
Right. So one last thing before we get out of there. How do you feel about them selling this alongside the normal Switch? Because like the big rumor was that they were going to phase that one out. Do you still think they're going to phase it out? And then this is just kind of like their way of saying it's a Game Boy Advance DS type situation?
Yeah, I think inevitably we'll see. I think you'll start to notice the regular Switch go less and less. I kind of think this is a smart move for like possible shortages because they're saying like, oh no, like don't worry, the regular Switch is still there. Mm-hmm. But I do think that by the time next year rolls around, I think we'll start seeing less and less Nintendo Switch non-parentheses OLED model version.
Right. Yeah, I wonder if this
That
will
or
be
a
like,
drastic price drop.
yeah, I could see them moving, like after the holidays, them moving the main Switch down to 250 or 270 or something,
Yeah.
and then
The
phasing it out.
the Switch Lite is 200, right?
Yeah. Some
So,
places
and
some
this-
places have them on sale at 180, which is,
Not bad.
crazy.
Yeah. I could see, I don't think they'll do this, but I could see them doing a after the holidays if they really are gearing up for a Switch Pro, if Jeff Grubb's inside information is correct, I could see them dropping the basic Switch to 250, this Switch to 300 or maybe 325, and then dropping in a Switch Pro. But then when the Switch Pro comes out, that's when the regular Switch gets fully transitioned out. Get out of here, fly.
Right. Yeah, I mean, and that's where you see like the phone models come in. Where like, okay, well, we're transitioning one out. Here's your new like regular baseline model would be the OLED, and then the Switch Pro would be the new high end model, and then the Switch Lites for your children.
Yes. Yep. Pretty much.
So big children like me. For some reason, I have one and I don't need it, but it's just so. I had to get the blue one.
Is that the one that people are like, it's purple, it's blue, it's purple?
It's purple. It's purple. It's purple.
It's the Game Boy Advance purple.
It's a tad different color, but yes, essentially it's the Game Boy Advance. It's like somewhere between the Game Boy Advance purple and then the Game Boy Advance SP blue. It's like somewhere in the middle.
Yeah.
But it's still purple.
Interesting. Yeah.
So
I had the white Game Boy Advance, so that's what this will harken back to for me.
The white Game Boy Advance. I always wanted that one, but I got the purple one instead because it matched my GameCube at the time. Anyways, Jacob, any final thoughts on this?
If you're just like we mentioned in this week's episode, if you're not interested in it, don't be like us and don't go out and buy it, because I'm interested in it, so I'm going to support it. I'm going to buy it. I'm going to support this idea that they're doing iterations. If you're not interested in it, I don't want to see you having one, because if you're complaining, that's just ruining your case.
Yeah.
So that's my final thought.
Yeah. Let's get out of the world of complaining and just celebrate and be excited for things, right? Like, there's too many negative things going on the internet, and we need to be excited, right? Nintendo's putting out a new console. It's exciting. OLED, Zelda, Metroid coming, Splatoon 3, Bayonetta, and Metroid Prime 4 somewhere down the line. Very excited. Very, very exciting, Jacob.
It costs you nothing to be excited for your friends and family and people that you know.
Yeah.
Just costs nothing at all.
Yeah. And it also costs nothing to just keep your mouth shut if you're going to complain.
Yeah, exactly. So, and it won't cost you money because you won't buy the dang thing. Right. So there you go.
You can use that $350 to buy the games you're going to buy anyway on your normal Switch and be completely happy. There's an option for everybody.
There really is.
So, well, Jacob, I thank you for your time tonight. I know it's kind of just like a random Tuesday. Thanks, Nintendo. Where can we find you at, Jacob?
You can find me everywhere on the internet at Galutrad, Galutrad. I'm going to be finishing up Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney this week, so that'll be fun.
Cool. That's on your Twitch channel, correct?
That is on my Twitch channel.
Yes. You can find me, I am Corey HD, on Twitter. You can find me doing various things at Boss Rush Games. Thank you for listening and or watching. Remember to like, subscribe, share, rate, and review. We are giving away Skyward Sword. Check our pinned tweet at Pow Block Podcast. Follow those instructions, and we will be announcing the winner next week at some point. So check that out. Thank you for watching. Like, subscribe, share, rate, and review wherever you consume this show. And we'll see you next time on Nintendo Pow Block. Goodbye, everybody.
Woohoo!
Get the end in there.
Yep.